and then fill them in when you need them. Where am I? Here. So I'm going to go to create new proposal. Let me come out of the way. I think I should probably be in the bottom left, but we'll see. Yep. So I'm going to click create a new proposal. And I'm going to type in PA. And that's the client we just added. And my proposal name, I always say proposal so that it tracks in email and things like that for both of us. 6 sessions for Queensland, whatever, XYZ company. If Queensland's not part of their name, I might say in Queensland, because I do have to have a different proposal for interstate stuff. Like I'll have a template that says airfares and hotel fees and things like that. If it's interstate, if I'm trekking into Sydney, then it's a different proposal. If it's overseas, I have to have a different proposal because of taxes and things like that. And then if it's Zoom sessions, I need to give them booking links. And if you accept this one, here's your booking link. And so there's a few different templates that we use. I always added an expiry date, and this time I'm going to put the end of financial year because I do have clients that come back. I had one that signed up after 5 years. So I don't want to be, I don't want to have to commit to 5 years ago pricing. And if I hadn't have put an expiry date on there, I probably would honour it because that's just who I am. So that's the basic details of the proposal. And when you're sending through the proposal, if you're going to make this the subject heading, try and put some keywords in there so they can search and find your proposal next week or next month when the manager finally agrees to it all. And then click next. I'm not showing you how to set up Newsy from absolute scratch. There's an area you go into and you put up your logo and your cover photos and things like that. And you know how to do that. If you're a social media manager, you've been creating and putting up logos and headers and things like that, heading images for quite a while. So what sort of templates? It's asking me to choose a template. So Newsy has their own templates, but I created my own because I know my business. So this is a template for Zoom, for people to Zoom with me. And this is one where I'm going to give them 2 options. They can either do Zoom sessions with me or they can come to my training room. KVR's my training room. And that's in the Blue Mountains outside of Sydney. So it's a very specific one, how to get here. There's a map, all that kind of stuff. There's a proposal for speaker agencies. Because of the way the cut is done, I have the standard amount for all speaker agencies if they're hiring me to run workshops at conferences, so that each agency has exactly the same fees and there's no feeling of, you charged them less, you charged us more, whatever. I do video production, so I do tutorial videos and lecture videos for organisations and industries, and it could be for their conference, like an invitation to the conference, or it could be a 6-part series that they want to put up on their social medias. What else do we have here? Online courses, social media template, curriculums, university stuff. There's a few different ones, and I've deleted a bunch of them recently as well because I just don't use them anymore. And if I do use them, I will create some new ones because they need to be totally updated. And that is the issue with templates. You will need to update them. So let me use a... I don't want that one. Let me choose one for us. So we'll do this one, Zoom in Canimbla Valley Road. And what you'll see straight away, let me see if you can see this. Let me get out of the way. There we go. is there's a general section, and the general section is, Dear client, please review this proposal for the delivery of professional learning, social media consultancy, a professional social media audit, online training, offline training, classroom training, whatever it is, or an in-private Blue Mountains classroom if they come up here to my training room. And then I'll list the topics they've asked me to list. It could be analytics, it could be ads, it could be Facebook, it could be TikTok, it could be social media strategy, social media campaigns, whatever the keywords. And normally they give me 3 keywords, even though I'm going to cover a lot more than that. We're not going to spend a huge amount of time on this. You'll figure it out. But if you are doing this on Google Docs or Word or something, this is your introductory TLDR, too long didn't read, or executive summary. It's the summary statements. So this proposal includes the modules that I'm recommending for you, and then I list them quickly, the dates and fees. They have some options, so I'm not going to actually put the fee there. If they've told me and we've already agreed over the phone, I just say half-day workshop at a conference, 3rd of March 2022 for X dollars, and put the summary there. It also includes the terms and conditions, my testimonials, and the technical setup. The technical setup is because I don't want to get to the conference and find out that they're not able to have my setup, which is I need my laptop at the front with me because I do live sessions, I don't do PowerPoint. And that's all explained in the technical setup. For the Zoom sessions, which is this one, I have to go through, make sure this is where you test your microphone. This is how you test your camera. This is how you test your screen sharing. Please don't use an iPhone because I won't be able to see what's on your iPhone if you can't share it to me. All that kind of stuff. It was more important at the beginning of the lockdowns, less so now. People have got the hang of online. You need some sort of a technical setup, or you'll end up wearing the cost because they spent half an hour not being able to talk to you, or they were muted, or the mic didn't work, or something happened. Let's keep going. And then I have my bio. I have a video that they can share if they need to send it out to the team. And let me go to that one. That might be easier. It helps. It helps sell your in-house sessions and your public sessions for them to have a video so that people can see you, know you, and love you before. And I just put mine up on YouTube and then have a link for it down there with an image that they click the image and then they can play the video. Contact details, etc. The next section is the available dates. This is kind of critical for me because I have people saying, oh, I'll book in next week. I'm like, no, you won't. I have set times that I can do online. I have maybe one day that I can leave my home office and come to you and do a workshop. 2 or 3 if we book in advance, but next week, no. I have conferences, I have my lives, I have client projects, some of which I've allowed to run up to the last minute, run up to a deadline, and I'm in a lot of trouble because that's my habit. And I won't be late because it's just not me. I have to do it even if I'm up burning midnight oil, burning candles, whatever. What you'll notice underneath each section, the sections over here, is you can add saved reusable sections. So once you've written this, you can save it and use it again and again and again. You can also add a blank text section. So if there's something specific for that client, you click add blank section and it says, what do you want to call the section title? And I might say something for, I don't know, language interpreter. Let's just say it's an odd one we don't often use. Client will provide interpreter for Bahasa. So I do quite a lot of work in Southeast Asia. I speak some Bahasa, and I understand how to train in classrooms with Bahasa speakers, Bahasa Indonesia, Bahasa Malaysia, but I wouldn't teach fully in Bahasa. I have done, but I wouldn't do it now. Years ago I did. And I will list some things there about that and how we need to prep for that. Then I can save it for future use. And I can minimize it so that it's hidden, and then I can extend it. So what I tend to do is read through the section I've already added in my template, and then when I think, yeah, that's correct, everything's there, I don't need to change anything, I minimize them so that they are available for if I need to go back to it. And then I can add a blank pricing section. Pricing sections look different, but we'll come to that in a moment. So if I've got the dates and everything, I can put it in here. If people need to book me, they can click a link and it goes through to my booking service so they can book me. And obviously this is for training. If I'm doing an audit or consultancy or something, I wouldn't necessarily have that unless they want to do the... I don't want to get into bundling. I think that's a whole different lecture. But I offer a foundation session where they book with me and we block out an hour and go through all the initial requirements. So there's that. You'll get the hang of it. So once I've put the dates in here and said I'm available at 11 a.m. or 5 p.m. or please use the booking section or whatever, I shrink that one. And then I have, for me, because this one's a training proposal, I have a list of my modules. And this is a summary module. What I can also do with proposals, and I have done, is I've got a 3 or 4 sheet in depth. Please prioritize every single section. And it goes for 3 or 4 pages. Okay. So they have to feel it in, prioritize. I get the whole team to do it so that everybody on the team feels like they've got some investment in the session. It's not just the manager doing it. At least I try to get them to do that. And then they send that one through to me. But if I'm doing a quick session or a high-level proposal and we're going to go into it in more depth later on, then this will do. It just says, what do you want to cover in your proposal? And notice that I move between executive briefing at the top. So this is risk management, return on investment, future directions. Oh, compliance is a big one. Markets and compliance. Goodness me. The cockies keep going a bit crazy. Anthony, that's LinkedIn. And I am sorry about that. I was told on the Monday session that the LinkedIn live stream keeps dropping in and out. I don't know if it's the API. I don't know LinkedIn's API. I don't know if it's Restream's connection to LinkedIn. But the person who told me on Monday moved across to Facebook and said it was much better. So if you're watching this on LinkedIn, you might want to think about moving back across to Facebooks or Twitter or YouTube. We're on live about 8 different places at the moment. So I start with executive briefing, and this would be a module that's to help social media managers manage their executives. Don't know how to put that nicely. But you need to manage up as well as across and down. And then there's the strategy sections. And so this is not so interesting if you're writing a proposal for small business who are more like, how do I do Facebook ads? How do I get more leads? That's what they're interested in. A strategy document would be for a government department that's looking for a whole of department, inter and intra-departmental strategy. And all the documents that would have to go together to comply with that government's strategies on social media. What else do I have here? Oh, and crisis comms. And then then we get into the nitty-gritty tactical stuff, how to build following, how to do content planning, what social media tools to use, how to work with key influencers. I don't know, all that kind of rubbish. It's not rubbish, but I need them to think it through, because it's one thing to say, and this will happen to you a lot when you're writing proposals. I've seen a lot on this lately in all the forums. Clients will come in and they say, I want you to do my social media, and then they lowball you, or that's how it feels, that they've only got a couple of $100 a month, or they're only doing this. And it's because they don't understand what's involved. You're the expert. You delineate all the things that need to be done. So people will say they want 1 hour with me, and I send through the modules, and they've ended up booking 20 hours over 6 months with me, gradually working their way through the different sections. And I didn't do it to upsell them or cross-sell them or sell them anything they didn't need. I just needed them to understand, if you're booking an hour with me, you better be really clear that it's one specific question that you have and that you want me to answer that one question. Like, right now, at this moment, we're having this issue. How do I solve it? How do I get my Facebook page back because we cancelled the admins on it? Or we've got a crisis comm situation because the minister said XYZ and blah, blah said this and everything's going off. Whatever it is. One issue, we'll work through it in an hour. For everything else, I listed it all out. So let's have a look. This one. By the way, my hair looks a bit goofy, and it's because I've been out in the snow this morning playing around, and I don't know what I did to my chin. Can you see? I scratched it. It must have been when I was skateboarding on the road or chasing boys around or climbing trees. No, I really have no idea where it comes from. Probably not those three things. So again, I can add in a saved reusable section. So I would list this here, and then I go to Zoom, and I can choose maybe I'm better off up there. Okay, yeah. I want to send them the 4-session option or the 8-session option, or one-on-one or group, and then there's a text section for Zoom, which I don't need. So this is my pricing options. So you can have 50 million of these sections, and I'll show you the sections listed later. So 1 hour, I'm going to give them options. They can choose which one they want. Far be it for me, unless they specifically come in and say something odd that I don't have a section for, like we want 7 hours or we want 1.5 hours or something, I don't know, in which case I'd do a special section. But 1 hour of live video with screen share, please add GST. I'm going to add GST in anyway, it's up here somewhere. Tax type, GST. And if I was sending it to England, I'd do VAT and all the rest of it. And there's some other options there, but we'll come to those later. We don't need those right now. Yeah, Sam. Oh, that's right. It was you, wasn't it, Sam? Facebook's much better. Let Anthony know. He's on LinkedIn and he's struggling because the link is crap. So in-house fees, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. And if you're offering to do an audit, if you're offering to do ads, if you're offering to do a strategy, if you're offering to do content calendars, if you're offering to do content creation, like video creation, then you would have all these different sections and you'd pull them in. And what I do here is I make them optional, and that way they have to check them, tick them. So if I go to, this is one problem I don't like with Nusi, is you can't preview the proposal without losing your edit tab. Let me just go there, put the edit one back there, and here's the preview. So when I'm going through the preview, I can see this is what, from here, this is what the client's going to see. I stuck my face there. I always use my face, partly because the majority of my clients book me because they know me. So they like to see my little smiley face. I do actually have a logo for my company, but I am my company and I'm not interested in changing that. So there we go. That's what I do. If you have a logo, stick it there. So here's the general information. That was this shrunk down one. There, that there is showing up in the preview. And then there's the language interpreter section, and you can change the themes and the colors around. There's the dates we're holding for them, how long we're holding them for. Here's the list of curriculum subjects. And I always put just to be discussed or to be confirmed, because this is a proposal. I base the final event on what they email back. And then because these are optional, they can choose what they want. They want a 1 hour session, or they want a 1 day session with a follow-up of a 1 day in-house session with a follow-up of a 1 hour session. And they can choose different bundles, and they have different options. And then when we come down here, somewhere at the bottom, let me check one, any one of them. It will say, am I in the bottom? Yes, I am. That the subtotal for the ones they selected is this amount, and then it puts in the GST and there's the total. Now, in a minute, I can set it up that they can pay off of this. So this auto generates an invoice, and then when they click accept and then they click sign, it then generates the invoice, and then they click pay. So they can receive the proposal and pay all in one. It doesn't happen for me. My clients are government. They need to have 50 million approvals before that goes ahead. What else do we have here? Oh, running out of time. I did say I was going to do tools today, but I realized just to do one tool was going to take an hour, and I really do not like going over the hour. I think an hour is maximum. Even lectures at uni, it's a maximum. So these are all pricing boxes. And you can just keep adding old ones that you've saved. Add a pricing section, add a text section, add a saved section. So there's our Zoom setup with the testing service. And then I have saved sections. So let me go into the section area, which is... Right, I'll go into sections. So these are all my sections, and I have here bios of co-admins, co-people with me, and it can go into another page. So if I go here and I click in and I say bio, reusable section, 2019, I just haven't changed the date. And it says, here's what I do with my proposals. If there is more than one person in the organisation that you're working with, the person that wants to hire you knows you and loves you, worked with you before. Hey, Laurel, I used to work at XYZ company. I'm now with ABC company. Can you come in and do the same thing for ABC that you did for XYZ? So they know you, they love you, they trust you, word of mouth, everything, fine. But then the proposal needs to go to what I would call cold to lukewarm lead, and that could be the person that's signing off on the proposal. So they don't know me, and they may not love me. Not yet anyway. They haven't met me. So I have a paragraph. I'll just go straight into this one, which is basically from my blog or my website, and it just says, these are my clients, and these are awards I've won, or this is blah, blah, blah. And then I have a bit of a personal spiel, and I got all really serious with this proposal stuff and then realised it wasn't necessary. So I can put the more personal stuff in here, like loves to play World of Warcraft and things like that. There's the photo for conference brochures, for website webinars, whatever it is they're hiring me to do, and they need to tell people about it. And they can also download the link by clicking on here. There's the show reel video that's on YouTube that they can share and send to their manager to get a feel of who I am, what I do. And that basically is the bio, but that's not the testimonials. So I'm in this sections area and I'm going to I'm going to go to testimonials. And is it the latest one? I think it is. So I've given the sections numbers, and if you look at the proposal, number 1 is general information. Number 2 is available dates. Number 3 is a list of services, products, whatever it is I'm doing for them. Number 4 is pricing, 4A, 4B, 4C. There's actually one that's a general fees thing, which says a little bit more about terms and conditions, and so on and so forth. But if we are... Why have I got all these ones open? If we're in sections and I've pre-written up testimonials and I've saved this section to add to my proposal, I've said additional live testimonials on Twitter, and then I linked them to what was called the old favourites, and in Twitter Blue, or the paid for Twitter, is called, I think, collections. It only just went live 4 days ago, so I haven't really memorised a whole lot of stuff about it. But they can go to Twitter and see the nice things people have said about me. And you could do the same thing with Facebook or something. And then anybody who sent me through a testimonial, I've placed them all in here. Occasionally I change this around, but what I'll do is I'll add this bog standard section, and then when I'm actually in the proposal, oh, that's the preview, this one, the editable one. It's the bio, keep going. And then here I will usually, it's testimonial, terms and conditions, sorry, testimonials is the last one. I'll usually copy and paste testimonials around. So if I'm working with a university, I might take some of my university testimonials and move them to the top. If I'm working with a government department or in health or something like that, I will take the health ones and move them up. If I'm working in hospitality or the proposals for clubs, something like that, I'll move the clubs to the top. And then if I'm working with politicians and so on, I move that one to the top. Just because you have to recognise that people don't have this is a long proposal. Let me be clear. This is a super long proposal. And I have to be really careful with clients that I don't say to them, yes, it's in the proposal that you agreed to. Yes, it's in the proposal you agreed to. Because that's not fair. I know my proposals because I'm staring at them every day and fixing them and polishing them and sending them out and fingers crossed and please. And, I know them, and I know how my head is thinking when I'm sending them out stuff. When you've got something buried on a 200-part terms and conditions area, you can't expect the client to have read that, memorized it, and taken it in. I mean, some of them don't seem to read it at all, and that is frustrating. So let me go into terms and conditions. I'll bring it up in a sec. Because I think terms and conditions in your proposal is important. And one of the things you'll notice is how I'm very clear on the difference between consulting and mentoring training. Sometimes clients want me to teach them what it is that I do. They want me to teach them how to fish. And then other times they want me to fish for them, if that makes sense. Sam, I'm using Restream to tool to all the channels. Do I recommend it? Not sure. I need to answer this question because it is Tools Thursday, sort of. Restream are funny, okay? So we've had some issues. I use Restream for my clients, and one of the reasons I do Monday and Thursday is because I'm testing the streaming so that my clients don't have to fall into all the issues that I fall into, if that makes sense. And the issues that I've had is Restream stopped working with Twitter, but the other restreaming tools worked with Twitter. And I'll just put this up. This is a Restream referral link that I believe gets you a discount. So if you're on chat on any of the programs, you can see it. Hey, I wonder if I can put it on here. Talking head. I bet I can put it on the screen. Just give me a minute, guys. This is supposed to be me testing things anyway, so I beg your indulgence here. Text. Okay. Text there. Ooh, that's kind of cool. All right, I need to work on this so that I can paste it in. I like turn it off, paste it in, and then turn it back on again and you can see it. Can I change the color? $10 says I can. Yeah. Maybe another color. And the other thing I think I need is I need a block behind it of a different color, because at the moment it needs a border or something so it pops, doesn't it? Yeah, none of that's working. You need a better color than that. Light green. Okay, sorry. That was very naughty of me. I shouldn't have been mucking around with that. Let's keep going. I'll go to this. So, yes, you should get a discount if you use that one for Restream or free trial or something. I don't know. You don't have to. With these things, you don't have to. And for me, I get a cup of coffee out of it. So it's no biggie. It's just that if you can get a discount, I'd rather you got the discount. Let me see. Where are we up to? So these are the terms and conditions. This is what I would absolutely include. And once you've done this once, you shouldn't have to muck around with it too much. So for the COVID section, I've put that right at the top because it's going to be of a concern. So if I'm coming, this is for training, remember. If I'm coming into your classroom, your training room, your boardroom, you're going to ask me about safety. If I'm running my own classes, you're going to ask me about safety. Zoom, not so much. And it's just, if we need to cancel, then we'll cancel, we'll postpone. If it's government advice that we should postpone, then we'll do that. I need to be careful and I need to find out and get some advice on this. But in Florida, it's illegal to request that people be vaccinated. And I'm not keen on running a class full of lots of strangers who are not vaccinated. I'm vaccinated, so I don't care. Not that I don't care. I don't want people passing it to other people. What I have been doing is it's either all in-house in their bubble and they can't bring people outside of the bubble in, or something similar to that. So the fee, all monies and fees quoted are expressed in Australian dollars unless otherwise noted. So what I can do in my sections, where's my sections? In a price section, no, I don't want that one. I want normal sections. So I want Zoom. Let me go to Zoom. I think that's a pricing section. I can change this and say it's in USD if I know that the client's coming in from USD. And in my case, they specifically asked for me to put the proposal together in, or was it Canadian? I forget now, but it was for a global webinar. So I had to specify. It's always a good idea anyway. All accommodation and travel expenses are not included in the agreed fee. All speaker agencies are offered the same rate, so they don't start moaning at me that I gave it to another speaker agency who they're competing with for the same job at a different rate. And no third party may charge more than 30% markup. So what I have found is that some agencies will say to me, oh, the workshop or the session or the leadership group or the mastermind group or whatever it is I'm leading is a non-profit. Can you do it for free? And no, but I'll give it to you at a massive discount. And then I find out they're charging their clients $1,500 each to do the workshop with me. So it's like, you don't get to do that. If you're going to, you can pay me $1,000 a head if you're going to charge them $1,500 a head, whatever, something like that. I always charge and get paid in advance, and I cancel if I'm not paid. Full stop. Never, ever not do that. And if you're a new social media manager, it's tough, but it's easier when it's in terms and conditions, and it's easier when you've got a bookkeeper that emails them and reminds them that next week's event will be cancelled if they don't pay today. And here's a word for government. Not my politicians, they're lovely. Government departments. You don't get to accept the proposal, accept the terms and conditions, and then cancel as I touch down with the plane. I'm not flying it. I mean, I just touched down. And then say, oh yeah, we had to cancel. We're really busy. We'll reschedule another time and we'll pay you when we reschedule, and then you don't reschedule. And to be honest, it's only government departments that have ever done that to me. And it's not because they don't like me. It's because they're a big beast of an organisation and they're just used to crapping all over small business. Never ever think government cares about small business. They don't. They have the worst ethics that I have seen. Government departments. And I don't know what happens to individuals when they go to work for government, but they become such a small cog in a big wheel that these things they don't think about the implications of them. That's the end of the rant. Let's keep going. We've only got a few minutes left. No. Oh, no, I'll go that one. Sorry, rookie error. I organise my own flights. Otherwise, I end up at the back of the bus somewhere. Marketing. I can reasonably use the client's logo and any testimonials they send me for the purposes of promoting my own business. And then if they're going to film my event, my training, my mastermind group, my mentoring, my workshop, my conference, they must be agreed to in advance. And the reason for this is that I discovered that they film my event and then they sell it to their database forever and a day. And I only got paid for the event. I didn't get any of the long tail. So it's I did something recently where, and I'm not unreasonable, okay? I just don't like the idea that a video of mine from 10 years ago is still doing the rounds and people are still contacting me and saying, oh, that was wrong. Like, yeah, MySpace changed. So I do an agreement for a year and then they can extend it after the year if they want. So but we have to talk about it. Don't just have a film crew show up with lights and go, you don't mind, do you? Yeah, actually I do. I might have worn more lipstick if you told me. What else do we have here? No one. So the online courses have to be redeemed within 5 days of an event. Now, this is specifically because I give the organisation a coupon that they may receive. I sometimes give them an affiliate coupon so that the event organiser can sell the courses for me before, during and after the event. And that's worked really well for me. So there may be 100 people at the event, and then the organisation's gone on to sell another 500 or 600 online course versions, and they get a clip of each of those sales. So it's a win-win for event organisers. Remembering this is the terms and conditions for that sort of thing. If I was doing an audit or a strategy that was going to take 6 months for a large organisation, this would be different. But for events and anything where they may be bringing in their database of people, these are the kind of things I need to think about. Agreement. If your organisation has an alternative contract to this email, it must be submitted 2 weeks prior to the commencement of the contract, and that I retain my own intellectual property. So what's happened with me in the past is that agencies have sent me a contract the night before, which changes the whole agreement. And it could be things like, oh, we will be filming it and it's our intellectual property and Laurel doesn't retain intellectual property of what she presents. We can use it forever and a day, and just the things that I've been caught on before. So when I write proposals now, I'm writing them defensively against less than, I don't know what to call them. It's not that, I don't think they're deliberately being unethical. It's just that these are the kind of contracts they normally hand out. And it may not even be, they may have had to adapt it something that they would normally hand out for me, and they didn't adapt it very well. And if they agree to my contract, then they can send me an alternative contract. I'll send it to my lawyer. We'll be backwards and forwards. And if we still don't agree, as we come into two weeks before, then I won't do it. Go find somebody else. I'm really not that fast. So, and it's only if I think that it's being unreasonable, like I have to hand over my intellectual property. I'm not doing that. I never restrain the intellectual property in the sense of I'm going to teach you stuff, but you can't use it. That's not what training's about. Uh-oh. That one needs to be changed. Actually, I have got some on here from 2001, haven't I? Oh, no. Okay, now this is one of the drawbacks. The proposals and the templates are not dynamically pulling from the sections. So what I actually need to do is delete this testimonial. Before I do that, overall it was a great first one success. Okay. Delete that one, and then I'm going to add in the section called testimonials, and you'll see that it's an testimonials. You have to know the full word. It now says, what happened there? Oopsie doopsie. It's got a sections. Testimonials. And it's, there, text section. So I'm going to add to my proposal the testimonials one. And you'll notice that it's different. It's got the coronavirus stuff. That's terms and conditions. Where am I? I'm in the proposal. I'm in terms and conditions. Add reusable section. Testimonials. I wish you didn't have to spell the whole thing out. And testimonials. Why is it doing pricing? Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's added it. No, that's the section. Text section. Text. I normally don't muck around with them too much, I'll have to be honest. So add reusable section, text section, testimonials. There we go. And you'll notice that the section's changed now. So now it's 2021, and it's the thing about the my work with cancer wellness. Why did I misspell that? And I've only just updated this one. So what you end up doing is going into your proposal templates, deleting a section and re-adding it because you've updated that section. Because of that, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't use templates. What I do is I have a notepad list that says these are the 9 sections you need to add, And then I bring up the list on one monitor, and then I go into sections and I do an empty proposal, and I add the sections manually, because that way I know I've got the most up-to-date sections. Otherwise, I end up with old pricing in a template or old testimonials like you just saw. The last section. Right. And we're over time. Sorry. I'm hurrying. Last section is this. So I have a thank you. Thank you for your inquiry. I'm really looking forward to working with you to ensure that you, sometimes I say you and your team, I have to think about it when I'm re-editing this section, that you have a great experience, learn what is needed, and have key takeaways. Key takeaways is more of an important phrase for conferences, workshops, and masterminds that other organizations are running for their clients, because they want them to have key takeaways. Please come prepared with questions and examples, or sometimes I say, please fill in the questionnaire that I'm sending you, all my details, my company, ABN, ACN, whatever, and then I can drop files here, brochures, or the questionnaire, something like that. I have an issue with Nusi. So the second issue that I have with Nusi, one is that templates aren't updated. The sections don't update on the templates, so you can't really use the templates. You can only use an empty template and add sections. And then the second one is I can't send this as a PDF. I have to. What do? I preview the proposal, which is over here. Let me just refresh it. I go to View as PDF and I save the PDF. And then I have to put the PDF in here or attach it to the email when it goes out. And I wrote to Nusi and said, look, I'm working with government and they need PDF. And they said to me, oh, Nusi's for small businesses. But I'm a small business who has government, big business as clients. And lots of small businesses do. And we know that our clients like PDFs, I don't know if you've ever seen any government requests for RFPs, requests for proposals, but they'll say things, you have to submit this as a PDF. It's not a big deal, but there should be a button on here which says save as PDF, and then you can send it through. And it was a really short and abrupt answer. I thought, Nusi's not for big business and governments. No, it's for me. I'm a small business. Couldn't get much smaller than my business. There's just me, virtual assistant, bookkeeper, couple of admins, that's it. Anyway, don't mean to have a rant. I like Nusi. I use Nusi. Once I've done all this, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to shrink this up because I don't know if you can see this now that I've shrunk it, but it says collect payment on this proposal. I don't think there's any way to get down to the bottom of this. No, there isn't. Collect payment on this proposal. And I can send it as a report. I can force them to sign it or to draw their signature. I can just do different things here, I guess. Play around with it, look into it. You'll figure it out as you go along. And the expiry date, you really can't get down to the bottom of this screen, but I don't know if you remember, I chose June the 30th because it's the end of our financial year. I have to run this monitor at what am I running it at? It's 1280 by 720. Otherwise, you guys just won't see what I'm talking about, particularly if you're looking at it on your iPhone. Once I've done this, now I can save it as a template to send out again and again. Just remember though, it does not dynamically update. If you edit the sections, it doesn't update them. You might have to save as template over the top of old ones or something like that. What else can I do here? I can go back. This is the actual So they force you to preview the proposal before you can send it. I preview the proposal by looking through it all and checking it all, and am I happy with it all, and yada, da, da, da. Once that's done, and I've gone in here and checked I've got my tax settings in, the next thing I do is I say send proposal. So the client's email is my PA, but I would normally put my PA in the BCC. So this would be, johnsmith@johnsmith.com. My CC is accounts, so that my bookkeeper sees the agreement. So if we get a payment in that doesn't match the proposal or what they signed on the proposal, I can send it from multiple addresses. Laurel, Papworth. I tend not to use my company name just because people don't know what World Communities is. And then here I wish they just would put the proposal name in. Proposal, what was it again? It was 6 sessions with Laurel Papworth on social media for Queensland or something. Whatever, Queensland XYZ company. Whatever it is. And then I can edit the message that they'll receive on the email that gets to be sent out. And then I can click overwrite template. So if this is like a new format, or I've decided to add or subtract something from it, I can overwrite it. You've got all these variables. So you can put in the client's first name. Dear John, Dear Jane, it dynamically changes. And you're used to Malmergy type things. Anybody who lived through WordPerfect days, now I'm showing my age, would remember Malmerging. Crap to go out. And it gives them a link, which is, for me, it's a laurelpapworth.com link, because the Newsy account thing I'm on gives me the ability to have a subdomain of my main domain. I think people figure out that it's Newsy. I think it says it somewhere, but it's as white labelled as I can get it. Proposals.laurelpapworth.com. And then you click send proposal. Once it's done that, let's send it. You'll receive a notification the second your proposal is opened. Good luck. Now what I need to do is move back to here. And the reason for that is I want to go to the dashboard, but I don't want you to see the rest of the crap. Okay, proposals. Let me move that down to there. Nope. I just move this one, I'll open it, and then you can see. All right. So in my proposals, there's the list of all the proposals, and in the dashboard it tells me how many thousands of dollars of proposals you've got out there. It's, it's a lead sales thingy, tracking, blah, blah. Whatever the technical term is for a CRM and sales monitoring funnel. I'm going brain dead. We're over time. Let's keep going. So it says here the proposal is pending. They haven't agreed to it. Now, if they call me and agree to it, I can say accepted. Or if they say, Laurel, we can't do it now, I can say rejected, or I can put it back into draft. Or if they rung me and said they want more information, I can fill that in. And I can then put in the extra notes about why I'm changing the state. You can't change anything once they've signed it and agreed to it. I forgot to check boxes to say how much the proposal would be, but let's say it's $1,000 or $3,000 or whatever. And then there's tracking of the activity. So if I was to go into my email, that's right. Okay, so it said that I went in and I opened the proposal at 4:12 a.m. So for some reason or the other, it's not doing Sydney time, so I'll have to fix that one. Normally it does Sydney time for me. And I created it. It was in draft. It got sent. It's opened, and then it'll tell me it's successful, and then there'll be more stuff down here. If I click on the client, I can see that I've got my proposals in the client area, and I think that's about it. If I edit the client, I can still go in and put in more details in here. Sometimes I say rejected till 2022, check calendar. And then I'll put a note in the calendar, which I always forget to check. But there is a reminder in the calendar for someone, probably my PA, to go in January 2022 or whatever the note says and resend the proposal with any updated information that we need to send through. Wow. Okay, so that was 1 hour and 5 minutes, I think. Yeah. Let me just see what's going on over here. Can I bring up chat? Yes, I can. So, Anthony, I'm hoping that Facebook worked out for you. Sam, yeah, thanks for the feedback. If you're using Nusi, don't forget to use that link because actually I'm not 100% sure what happens with the Nusi link. I don't know if you get a discount or what happens, but I know there is a free trial, so you could use the Nusi link to do that. I just remembered something. I've been telling you guys to check Facebook, but my Facebook page not working. Let me go back to this one. And it's not working because Facebook's grabbing the feed for the page and putting it into July's ticketed event, and Restream customer service may or may not be looking at that at this time. So I notified them after it happened on Monday, and I think they're looking at it now. So that'll be good if they are. This is my obligatory, this is who I am, what I do, in case you need me for something or the other. I will say, at the end of this month, I have the 2 clients who are on 6-month projects with me coming to an end, which means from the 1st of July, I have 2 more 6-month mentoring sessions available, either for individuals or for groups. It's up to you to choose whether you want weekly, fortnightly or monthly, and they're set for 6 months, and they cover in the 6-month social media strategy, Facebook ads and pixel retargeting, working with key influencers, writing crisis comms reports, using content calendars, social media tools. There's a whole list of them, and it's bespoke because it's just you and me, or your group and me, and there's only 2. And in fact, I think one of them has been taken, but he's thinking about it for him and his team. So don't think about it for too long. I'm not just saying that, it's just finding blocks of time to do that in amongst everything else that I do. I can't. Anyway, yay, we're done. What did you think? Did you stick with me for the whole hour? Did you think that Nusi proposals was useful? Would you use Nusi for your social media proposals to clients? Could you see the idea of having templates made up of sections with pricing and text sections, and having your bio and testimonials and all the standard things you have to write out just there ready to click and add reusable section? Do you think that would be useful? Like I said, I don't have a reason for using the payment side because I send out QuickBooks invoices with direct deposit stuff and credit card stuff, but I believe all of that's built in as well. And, oh, you're very welcome, Sam. And thank you for sticking here for the whole time. That's pretty awesome of you. I know it's not the most interesting of stuff, but anyway. All right. So Monday, social media news. And I'm rethinking after Monday whether we're going to move the social media news to Saturday. Partly because I get more engagement on my Saturday lives. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for that, which we can go into another time. And also because I'm running out of time that I can block out for clients. So I'm thinking if I spend my Saturday doing social media news, that leaves me Monday to book in people. And Saturdays in winter, what else are we going to do? Actually, there's heaps. There's the markets on and all kinds of things. But anyway, all right. I'm just waffling now. I'm going to put up EduSocial. Excellent. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you on Monday at 10:45 a.m. for social media news, or next Thursday for a social media lecture, also on tools. Not sure which one I'm going to use. It could be content calendar tools or scheduling tool, or artificial intelligence tool or hashtag tool. I haven't decided. If you've got an idea, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next week. Thanks.